Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Podchaser, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 55 available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Nobody. It is the new action thriller. It's the new action movie that stars Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, Christopher Lloyd, Alexei Serbuk. I don't even want to mispronounce dude's last name. He's the antagonist. I'm gonna say it wrong. RZA, Michael Ironside, and it is directed by the dude that directed Hardcore Henry, Naishuller. Isla Naishuller, I want to say is his name. That's probably wrong. Like I said, he directed Hardcore Henry. You got Bob Odenkirk. He is a family man. He has the same repetitive, routine life, day after day, mundane, and you just, within the first 5 minutes, you get the whole picture of his home life, his work life, everything. He's seen his family, his coworkers, his in-laws. They see him as a pushover. They see him as, just like that guy, a doormat. An incident occurs, and it unleashes something that he thought that he had buried years ago. I probably first heard about this movie beginning of last summer, around the time everything started getting pushed back. And I can't lie, I love Better Call Saul. I love Breaking Bad. But I think I turned my nose up at a Bob Odenkirk action movie. And maybe I had it confused with Boss Level, but at the time I thought that I heard it was directed by Joe Carnahan. Obviously it wasn't. And the trailers come out. The trailers is what got my attention, because the trailers were good. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, with no help from my theater, but that's another issue. Bob Odenkirk has been underrated since before he even played the doctor who wasn't really a doctor on Seinfeld. He steals scenes in Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is probably the most underrated show on TV, if Snowfall isn't. But Bob Odenkirk deserves every award for Better Call Saul. And he steps into, maybe when this was conceived, they was like, oh, we have the next Liam Neeson old man action movie vehicle, and giving it to somebody who you would never expect to be in an action movie is genius. Odenkirk kills it. He kills it. He's got all this pent up aggression, and when the action scenes hit, they're pretty dope. I'm not sure I like the editing. I hate to be that guy that goes into the snooty areas of movie making, because I'm the everyman movie reviewer, man. I watch movies if they're good, if they're great. I overhype some movies because that's how much I like them. But sometimes music hits me. Sometimes editing hits me. Sometimes cinematography hits me. And in this movie, I didn't like the editing in the fight scenes. There are just some cuts I didn't like, but there are also some really badass fights. I told friends when I got out of the theater, this movie is The Equalizer times John Wick divided by Home Alone to the fifth power. And that's a pretty accurate comparison. I mean, it's a dude who thought he had left his violent past behind him. He gets mixed in with some Russian gangsters, and the third act is better than The Equalizer. The soundtrack is fire. Got to shout out the soundtrack, because I tell you, sometimes that stuff gets me. It's just a badass movie, like, and like there's a connection. Like Christopher Lloyd is probably the most outrageous part of this movie. That's already outrageous. I would like to see sequels. I would like to see Bob Odenkirk step into that Liam Neeson old man movie action star. But also, yeah, like, you can't beat a dead horse. You can't jump the shark, whatever you want to call it. Like, if it's a one-off, that's great. But it left the door open for continuations. I would like to see prequels to this world, backstory, all of that. The kids were cool. Like, see that too. Like, I was raised that if I cursed around my elders, I'd be swallowing my teeth. I'd get punched in the mouth so hard. And so it annoys me when kids in real life and in movies curse at their parents. Like, the little girl in this movie's dope. And there's something that happens at the end in reference to her that was very dope. And like the crazy thing about this is, I thought this would be cool. Once I found out who the director was and what else he directed, like if I can get my Hardcore Henry review to pop up here, you can see that I didn't really like it. So I was hesitant with this director, but I really enjoyed this movie. This was a fun movie. This is the most I have been entertained by a 2021 release so far this year. Spoiler alert for my 3 favorite movies of the quarter. So, with all that being said, in my opinion, I will say that Nobody is almost dope as fuck. Have you seen Nobody, man? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I've recently posted reviews, uploaded reviews for Zack Snyder's Justice League, for Cherry, for Chaos Walking, the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run, Raya and the Last Dragon, Coming to America. I hope next Wednesday to get you guys a Godzilla vs. Kong review, hopefully in the theater, but most likely from home. I won't review it from the theater. You guys know my routine by now. And then if I just read about something coming out April 2nd, and now I can't remember what it was, but I thought, I'm not going to be able to do the Godzilla vs. Kong and my top 3 of the quarter on the 31st. I'm spitballing out loud, scheduling as I think. Next weekend, Friday, Saturday, I'll do my 3 favorite movies of the quarter. Then I'll end up reviewing whatever my first watch of the second quarter is, and then get you guys that review. I can't remember what it is right now. I kind of maybe want to go see Voyagers the week after that. I'm not sure yet, but if I don't, my next review after Godzilla vs. Kong will be Mortal Kombat. So check out the most recent podcast episode, episode 55. Me, the usual guys. We got a homie that jumped in with us. We talk about the Snyder Cut, DCEU, all of that. It was real fun, man. Check it out, especially if you're a DC fan. Dope conversation, dope opinions, man. Like, subscribe, comments. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.